Welcome back, gamers. Thank you for sticking with us through the intermission. We are getting ready to get into our second match of the day. Doogile versus Priffin, 4 seed versus the 5 seed. Priffin has been seen, I think in both of the playoffs before this, and obviously Doogile as well, but Doogile, I think, having slightly better success, but neither runner, I think, getting crazy far. Doogile got second, right, in season 1, so maybe I'm wrong in that sense. I think Doogile got second in season 1, but we haven't seen Priffin in the top 3 in either of the seasons, so, big match potentially for Priffin to prove himself, right, and for Doogile to, try to get back to that podium after missing out last season. What are your thoughts, Nerdy? What do you think?
This is gonna be a very good match. I feel like last week Priffin played really well. I was very impressed by Priffin's play. I believe taking the 2-0 and just overall he's a great player. And similarly we've got Doogile, who is, former world record holder, second place in this. So basically both these players are exceptionally skilled, and it really I say this a lot, but like it's hard for me sometimes to judge, who even has the advantage, because they're just both so good, right?
We saw that literally in our last match. Both runners were playing very, very well. It's just Loki made just one big mistake in each seed, and that was it. If those mistakes are gone, like I said, even just the 0 mistakes, he's up 2-1. And we're watching seed 4 right now, or we're watching seed 5, talking about getting into seed 5. But again, like you said, both these runners so similarly stacked that it comes down to who's playing better day of. But I think before we get into our seed spotlight, or our player spotlight and our seed selection, we actually have our first of many interviews today with Priffin. Didn't see him talk to us last week. Going to see him talk to us this week about his thoughts about the playoffs so far. See what Priffin's thoughts, how he's thinking about, what the matches are going to go like today. So we'll throw it into that interview in just a second.
Hi, I'm Priffin. I'm 19 years old from England. I first heard about MCSR through watching Pizza Hut in the summer of 2020, but didn't run the game myself until about a year later. Since then, I achieved an 803 PB in RSG, which I could have never imagined I'd be capable of. Since last playoff season, I recognised that one of my weaknesses was zero cycling. In the first round of season 2 against the wall, I died after killing the dragon on a 1 in 8 zero cycle, and I've been working to improve since then. Going up against Doogile in the next round is scary, but having played him 31 times in season 3 and winning 15 of those times, I'm confident that if I play at my best and focus on employing all the strategies I've learned in the past 3 months, I have a strong chance at winning. Every single player, even in the round of 16 bracket this season, would be a challenging opponent, but out of anybody, I'd say I'm most scared of Roxy, as I've seen way less of her gameplay than anybody else left in the bracket, so I have no idea what to expect if I were to play her later on in the tournament.
What the fuck?
I love maths and computing, which has definitely influenced the way I play the game. To be more analytical and always trying to find ways to optimize things wherever I can.
Oxy catching a little bit of a stray in that video.
That was insane.
Hey, we've all been there. You 2RD in a treasure, those Hoglin spawn. I got clips like that. A lot of people got clips like that. What can you do? But I like that Priffin said he's been practicing things that he messed up on last season, right? Specifically zeros and stuff like that. And I think we can throw it to the seed spotlight, but or player spotlight. Sorry, I think he said that they played 31 times. Like, yeah, wow, that's crazy. I don't think I've played anybody 31 times in ranked over like the 3 seasons that I've played. 31 times in 1 season, and look how even it is too, Nerdy. Like, exactly 50-50. As close as they can get, right? Unless they Drew in a game, but that almost, never happens in ranked.
Right. I mean, just very solid stats all around, and like we were saying earlier, just this is going to be a close match. I mean, they're just both two very skilled runners. They're two very close. I mean, as far as the stats go, I don't know. It's very hard to even make a prediction. I think at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to who's playing better today, right? And not even necessarily like. I mean, there's just so many factors that go into this as far, but at the end of the day, statistically, it's very hard to make some kind of, established guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, if we throw it over to Dougal's card too, I mean, the stats I think are going to look a bit better. I think he's got a slightly better just across the board stuff. Yeah, like rank time by 20 seconds, average by 20. But I mean, looking the 68% win rate and the fact that he's barely positive against Priffin means that these players are just so evenly matched. Like Dougal's winning 2 games for every game he loses. But against Priffin, it's completely even. So does that mean like Priffin's maybe one of the hardest opponents that he has to face? Like, I don't know. Does Doogile even have a losing record against anybody with this type of win-loss record? I don't know. Like, is Priffin truly his hardest opponent? And is this just going to be a very tough match for Doogile in the same way that it's going to be a very tough match for Priffin? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's very similar to the last match where I just feel like, both these players absolutely could win the entire tournament, and unfortunately one of them has to leave the tournament today. But, I guess at the end of the day, it's just who's more sharp today, who's more ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. Looks like we're going into our seed pick band nerdy. What stands out to you here from these picks? Anything pretty vanilla? Anything, wild? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the weirdest thing here is Priffin banning Ruined Portal. That's a little bit strange. I'm not exactly sure what the reasoning is there, but I think Doogile banning Desert Temple totally makes sense. I mean, overall, I maybe just trying to, limit Doog is a very mechanically skilled player, and trying to kind of not allow for those really fast Ruined Portal seeds could be the thought process there. But either way, we're gonna get a buried treasure seed, so it's gonna be fast, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think that the Ruined Portal ban it makes sense. Though I think there's a little bit of disappointment that I have insofar as I like seeing Ruined Portals because I feel like they allow for those really fast times. So maybe I feel a little bit sad about that.
Yeah, I mean, it might be the first. I mean, it's the first Ruined Portal ban we've seen today. Obviously, we've only played 2 matches, but I mean, I think we barely saw it last week. Also, I mean, a lot of these runners excited to play the Ruined Portal. I mean, it just gets the blood pumping. Like you're in the Nether, 30, 40 seconds, see the Bastion right away. Like it's just an exciting seed. I mean, it's very, very mechanically heavy, and the food situation can get weird a lot. So, I don't disagree with the bans. I mean, every runner's got to play to their strengths, but it is just something that we don't see a lot of. So we're going to be seeing Buried Treasure, Shipwreck, and Village in our first 3 seeds today. But we're starting with the Buried Treasure. We're getting right into it. I mean, it's just going to be who shows up better today is what it is. And I mean, Hackenoise just showed up better in the first match. We'll see who it is in match 2. But both runners getting this spike here early. Is this the BT chunk? Looks like it is.
And, I mean, just look at how similar those 2 stat sheets are. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm shocked that the win-loss is that close over like that many games. Just shows
Right.
how evenly matched these runners are. 4 COD seed. The only difference I see early here, Doogile taking just a little bit more suffocation damage. And it is low food. I mean, it might not matter, right? I mean, you can still take a lot of damage, but it's just a little bit at the start. And we've seen in these seeds that the overworlds do sometimes just decide the seats if these runners play evenly. Right. Look at the crafting speed from both players as well. Priffin doing tab space crafting, not having to move your mouse as much, sort of abusing the crafting book to get those crafts off faster. And Doogile just insanely fast drag crafting. I think they have the fastest 2 crafting speeds on the crafting practice map out of any runner. I think Doogile might be 4 ticks faster than Priffin or something. I don't super keep up with it, but I know they're 1 and 2. I can tell you that. I'm not sure who's winning, but it's very interesting that Doogile, I think, has the faster time, but he doesn't tab spacecraft. He just insane drag crafting. And again, it is a practice map, right? Like, you know exactly what you're crafting, but it's just the mechanical skill of both these players. But I think Doogile, I mean, messing up his portal a little bit. Priffin in first.
Yeah, I mean, I will point out here that
Very buried nether.
Doogile is playing on English, whereas French Canadian is what's being used here by Priffin, I believe. And so that's just going to maybe give Priffin an advantage. He's using search crafting, right? Whereas we don't see that from Doogile. At least not, not using another language, more optimized language. And so it's interesting that, Doog does not choose to go for that. And we'll have to see if that gives Priffin an advantage here.
Yeah, I mean, Priffin, both Doogile gets out right here too. I mean, both these runners haven't handled this weird buried spawn. It's good that they both got it, though. It would be very, very awkward if one runner got this buried spawn and the other didn't. But, I mean, both handled it well. Just a decision that you have to make. You have to know how to handle that terrain well. Digging up, trying to get out, as opposed to digging to the side. Both the runners, thankfully, making the same decision. Getting to this treasure bastion at around the same time. We'll see how they start the route. Only one distraction gold for both runners. Priffin using his well. It's just managing that food, 3 cod only for Doogile. So dodging all these hits from the treasure bastion piglins, potentially the most dangerous bastion, having to run through these piglins aggroed, just potentially taking hits, right? I mean, Priffin, low on health and food as well, but I think he hasn't eaten a salmon or a cod all seed yet, so not as bad as it looks. Yeah, still has 4 cod in his inventory. But we're just going to see, standard treasure route. These runners, they know where the gold blocks are. Know how they're going to get them. See if Priffin goes for this backup here on the bottom yet. But this is just a new thing that it seems like everyone's doing. This item elevator on this bottom gold block. I like the innovation recently. A lot of bastion routes don't change. For years even. Like, we've been doing almost basically the same thing in housing for 2 years. Almost the same thing, I mean, in a lot of bastions for a while. But it's these small optimizations, right? Like, it's not the hugest thing. Like, you can get that gold block from the bottom. Maybe you lose a couple seconds, but that is a couple seconds, right? Like, if it's slower, and if it adds it up, is what it is.
Absolutely, and I think here we're seeing just some slight variations between the two runners, but very, very similar overall. As far as they're trading in the same spot and all that.
Apparently chat is saying we missed T-Wag's route from Priffin. I guess he accidentally crafted gold and had to do a slightly unoptimized treasure route. That's my hot take, chat. I don't think T-Wag's route is as good as a normal route. That's my hot take. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll catch you in the analysis. That's my hot take. It looks like Priffin looking for the fort. These runners can't really accurately pyre because of the treasure bastion existing, but Priffin using planar fog here, or planar abuse. Oh, bad pearl, but he saves it. That's not good for the food situation, though. Oh my god, shot by a skeleton, has to hang the pearl. Gonna be on 1 heart here. Oh, he's dead. And it's a full seed reset from Priffin. That's 5 minutes down the drain. Doesn't even really know where the fort is, I don't think.
That's just not ideal. I mean, obviously, from the perspective
dying is not ideal, Nerdy. I would agree with you there.
Obviously, it's bad, but the thing that I'm worried about here is the mental of it. If he, and I will say, credit to Priffin, instantly getting back, resetting, whatever, is good. I'm just hoping that Priffin can recover from that if this seed does indeed likely go to Doogile.
Yeah, I mean, Dougal's got, a 4 or 5 minute lead right now, but he's got to find the fort. And I think Priffin did see it on the right, is what people are saying before he died. And I mean, Doogile, again, look, he's going to be on 1.5 hearts here. Any skeleton, and he could die as well. Like, this was the low food seed I was talking about, and it looked like Doogile was in a worse food situation, but Priffin was the one who took the L so far this seed. And not in the Fortnite dance kind of good way, but in the you are dead in the Minecraft
not a good thing.
kind of way.
It's really not a good thing in Fortnite either, if I remember.
But, well, if you're doing the take the L dance on somebody.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant someone doing the Fortnite dance onto you. I was going to say that would be...
No, that's fair. That's fair. I wasn't clear. That's fair. But Doogile, I mean, finding the fort, and again, so far ahead here, I mean, he's going to know, like, in a little bit, right, that, you know, being in this fort for a minute, 2 minutes, and doesn't see that Priffin's in the fort, like, he's going to know something's up, right? Because it's not obvious to him. It doesn't say that Priffin died. It doesn't say that Priffin reset, but you do get these, like, sort of advancement checks while you're playing another player in ranked. And so Doogile will know, like, for sure, at least when he blinds, like, something happened to Priffin.
Right.
And then he can play a little safer from there as well, knowing that you have the room. And I mean, he is going to have to play a little safe. It doesn't have any food to heal off these 7 hearts. And I mean,
that
pretty
is
safe
kind of
spot, but yeah.
pretty big advantage as far as, just if he can make that deduction, then being able to play this seed specifically on low food safely and, you know, take time if needed to make sure you really get through it, I feel like could be an especially big advantage. But that being said, at the same time, one could argue that being on low food is way more dangerous. Does that increase the chance of Doog taking a death and of allowing Priffin to maybe come back here? So I think that is something to consider, though obviously it is not a good situation for Priffin.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to need a very big throw from Doogile for Priffin to make up this, you know, just 4 or 5 minute time loss. Because it's not like he died, you know, in the bastion, you can run back and get your stuff, or like even like you died in the end and you can sort of run back to the nether portal that you built to get back into the end. Like his stuff burned. Like it was over. There's just absolutely nothing that he could do. Doogile getting a nice hunger reset in the overworld. I mean, it's just going to be slower because of no food, but he's so far ahead that it really isn't going to matter. Going to need to see a huge throw.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one for sure.
Yeah.
For Priffin to come back here, but I mean, I think so. I think the key here for Priffin is to give up trying to catch up and to kind of play for the mistake by Duke. What do you think about that take, Feinberg?
Like you think you're so far behind that like you're not going to make up those 4 minutes
Exactly
by doing risky stuff, so you just play safe and hope that Doogile makes a mistake. I mean, yeah,
Yes.
I see that line. I mean, but you're playing against Doogile. Is he really going to make a mistake? Like I don't know. Is it more about, you know, trying to keep your mental in check, right? And in that case, I think you could be right too, like playing safe. Because maybe if you play risky, take another death, you could start like doubting yourself or things like that,
Totally.
or you know, getting in your head, right? So it's more just like, I don't know. If I'm Priffin, I'm hoping the seed ends quickly. And it's like, okay, it happens. I made a mistake. It is what it is. And you just got to rebound for seed 2. Because again, going down 2-0, not a good look.
Exactly. I mean, it just becomes sort of increasingly more difficult to come back, right? Just statistically, if you don't have that buffer like we talked about. So the buffer giving Priffin potentially, you know, a little bit of leeway here on this seed. You know, he still has even another seed after that he can lose, right? But at some point that buffer does run out.
Yeah, I mean, heading over to second portal chords is low on food as well, right? Like, so it is weird, but it should just be safe. Has the fire res. I mean, could just pearl into like a magma cube or a zombie piglin, but should still be fine. It's not 0 risk, right? But it's very, very close to 0 risk, and he's just so far ahead that hitting chords right now really shouldn't matter. Could be different strongholds though. Look at Dougal's chords. He's second ring right now. Like this was not the intended fort that he went to on the seed. I think Priffin's at the intended fort. And Doogile didn't go to it. So I mean, he could get an abysmal stronghold, I guess. Like Priffin is working his way back in this seed. Slowly but surely, is still just minutes behind, but there is some variance here. It would need to be just insane variance though. No spike for Doog though on preemptive, but he's not in starter. It's a weird ocean stronghold. Surely you just see the end portal. End portal.
Very
room.
good chance that he will using preemptive.
It doesn't preemptive again. I mean, ocean preemptive, it does work, and you can see, you know, where you're going. But I mean, Priffin working his way back into the sea. This could get weird for Duke as well. This isn't ocean stronghold. Like, it's gonna be mob central. I think Dougal just got a spike there. Straight down mid. Creeper. Oh man. But he's got this bed in the offhand. Doogle's ready to whip this bed down and get that
there's a
hunger reset
skeleton.
off. Oh, can't hunger reset there. Does, though, with the block. All the items stayed. Like that play.
There's
I don't
a
know if I've ever
creeper.
seen anybody with like one sort of water elevation. It's a good heads up play from Doogile.
Yeah, I like it. A
Ooh,
little bit
zombie
of
bullying. I mean, there goes like half his hunger reset health already. And Priffin needs 2 more rods. And he can start heading to a different stronghold.
Is it going to be different?
Yeah,
I mean-
Doogle's second ring. This is a different forest. It's going to be a different
Yeah.
stronghold.
No, I guess so. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But like, I wonder if that could just. I mean, could that make up the time? I mean, I feel like if you get a better stronghold, I mean, this time is adding up, and I feel like Priffin is kind of catching up.
Priffin's going. Like, yeah, I mean,
Especially with the
I
low
don't know.
food
Yeah,
thing situation here, like he's
and it's
getting
very
absolutely
very
annihilated.
weird in this ocean as well. He's gonna have to hunger reset again, and the longer he stays in the stronghold, the longer this nav's gonna take. It's just like a compounding problem. And you just gotta find this portal room at some point. I mean, no spike. This is a second ring stronghold. Like, it's not expected that this stronghold, is scouted for its usability, I guess, in the sea. Like, it's not the sort of intended way, for lack of a better word. But this is some rough preemptive. I mean, going far here. From Doogile, though,
Priffin
I think
is going to be in the stronghold.
yeah. And this is
Totally
again,
different
this is a
stronghold.
completely different stronghold. But he's got zero spike
Yeah, no
either.
spike at all. Jesus.
I mean, might just be one path. No, I mean, a couple paths here. And I mean, this stronghold could be very bad too, but in the same vein, he could just instantly get the portal room. That's the library, but I like that spike.
This is looking super linear to me, potentially.
Is it down there?
And it's
wow.
right there.
Yeah,
And he
like
finds it.
I mean, Doogle's been in this stronghold. We're 13 minutes into this seed. This might not even be a sub 15 if it's not zeroable. And I mean, if it is, Priffin's just gonna win. Weird overhang. Messes up the pearl clip, but it's weird. It's back cage. I mean, this is zeroable. Priffin's gonna not go for it. Doogile, there's still chances here, but there's no portal room in a stronghold. It's just still looking. It's just got to be the weirdest nav or something. Like I don't know where this could be. He got no spike. I don't think he's ever gotten a spike. And there's so many mobs in this ocean stronghold that there's nothing he can do at this point to try to make a better spike. Like look at his starter staircase. He's got 2 zombies and a skeleton, and Priffin's just able to wait for perch.
I mean, this is just wild. I'm just blown away. I thought that this. I said earlier. Commentator's curse or whatever. I thought that.
I mean,
the
I thought it
only
was
way
just over
for
too.
dudes-
Yeah, like
yeah.
this is just such a bad stronghold, and I mean, who knows, right? Like it's sometimes very hard to keep the mental when the stronghold is this bad. Like making sure that you're not double checking stuff, making sure you're fully clearing areas, right? Like it's just so hard. And I mean, Doogile, I guess, doesn't know that Priffin's in a different stronghold. Potentially, maybe thinks he just totally one shot this nav. It's just nothing you can do. Creeper spilling water everywhere. I mean, at some point it just becomes too little too late. Like even if he finds the portal here, triple downward
There it
staircase.
is.
Wow, that is brutal. I mean, he's got the hunger reset. I think this might be a perch approach with Priffin though, so it might be too little too late. Yeah, snap
And
from
there's the
Priffin. Not gonna see the 0-10 from Doogile.
Wow.
He's not gonna have pearls anyways. Only 1 pearl here to get to back, so wouldn't have mattered. But that's just rough nav. Just insane stronghold diff. I mean, he's in there a lot, and who knows like how much of Dougal's fault? Like, did he get too in his head about the nav, or was it just?
I will say, and I don't mean to be, I'm not trying to say that stronghold was good, but one thing I will say, to me, watching this, I guess, without tournament nerves, you know what I mean, all that stuff, right? To me, it logically follows that it would be down downwards a lot, you know, because we know that it wasn't exposed by the ocean. So to me, I feel like there's some extent to where I think it. I mean, I'm not gonna say it wasn't unlucky. It was definitely unlucky, but I do think that there was, to some extent, he could have maybe tried to deductively reason that it would have to be down a lot, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you
No,
think about that?
I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, there's only so much stronghold. Look at this split difference. That's 4.5 minutes of stronghold difference. Doogle's in his stronghold for 5 minutes. I mean, I think it's you can like tell, right? Like you said, I do agree. If it's that ocean stronghold, he was able to get up, didn't get any preemptive spike, didn't see the portal room anywhere. You have to know that it's got to be under you. And he was still spending, like you said, a lot of time at this sort of surface level of this ocean stronghold looking at stuff. And again, you do have to find the part where it goes down, but there were a couple times I think that he could have made some better decisions in that stronghold trying to force some lower Y level. But again, triple downward staircase, like it's hard. Yeah, it is hard, but it's the variance that we see sometimes. I mean, 2 different forts, 2 completely different strongholds, and Priffin just somehow comes back from a 3-minute time loss from this death, looking at the splits. Right. Equal bash and enter times, 3 minutes different on this enter fortress. I mean, sometimes it is what it is, but it is a best of 5 for a reason. This could just be Doogle's RNG seed that he gets out of the way, and maybe he's just got to lock in, put it past him. I mean, we thought Priffin had to put it past him, but Doogle's the one that's got to put it past him now. I mean,
yeah, just crazy stuff. I mean, I feel like Doogile played that seed so well until the stronghold, and even the stronghold, I feel like he did. I mean, he got into the end and he didn't die, which to me was impressive because that he had no food, ocean stronghold, like there was a lot of good stuff that he did there. And I think the question for me was more of, was it not do I blame Doog for not, for, you know, because it's definitely just objectively unlucky. He got a stronghold that was way harder than Priffin, right? From that perspective. But my question is more of, is it, you know, sort of in a vacuum, is that stronghold solvable faster using the Y level stuff? I don't know. I'm not really sure. It was hard to tell. Who knows if like Priffin got that stronghold, would Priffin have been able to figure it out? I don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, the seed's over. We won't know if they go to different strongholds, swap the places. Would Priffin have spent 5 minutes? We won't know. But it is crazy to see a 16-minute ranked victory in the playoffs. Like, might be the slowest completion Priffin's had like all season. You know, might be the slowest completion we've seen. I mean, so far definitely in this playoffs, but I don't know about all time. But here's Doogle's pick, Village. I mean, between Village and Shipwreck, but I mean, we have to play all 3 seeds at least. So again, some strategy maybe in like trying to get the pick off for seed 4. But I'm excited to see this Village seed. Doogle's just got to fix that mental. No, like, I mean, at some point you just get unlucky. Just has to bounce back. I think he played the rest of the seed very, very well. And I mean, I think Priffin also came back very, very well, played the rest of his seed very well, apart from just one missed pearl. Or, you know, faulty throw, didn't, you know, think a little bit before he threw it. Played the rest of the comeback extremely well and was able to take that seed. So I'm excited to see how these runners bounce back and, you know, hopefully potentially a much closer neck and neck match like we were seeing in match 1, you know, just avoiding those small mistakes. Getting into this Village seed. Room portal as well for an enter, potentially, light potentially. Not intended by the filter, but it could just happen. Let's see. Wrong chest side. I do this a lot though too. Ooh, 2. Is it? It is. I think. I don't think I start crying. I think that's enterable. Then it's pixelated. I'm like doubting myself on that lower left obby, but I'm pretty sure that was enterable. Yeah, and I'm not sure if Doogile saw it.
I think so as well. It looked like it to me at least.
I mean, surely he saw it. Right? Let's see. 3 diamonds as well. Yeah, you definitely go to the room portal too, especially with a diamond pick. But Priffin's gonna know that he doesn't have to kill the golem. Because you have that iron, the ingots, you have the nuggets as well from the room portal. Priffin knows he just needs flint. But Doogile might lose time killing the golem here and not going to the room portal first. Because he's going to have to potentially play that it's not enterable. I mean, maybe you don't. Maybe you just play off of the diamond pick.
Yeah,
but
there
he's
it
going
is.
for the win. And Priffin's not going to. This is, I mean, 10, 12 seconds, but it's time. It's time loss. He's going to, I mean, he's going to have a bucket, I guess, but what does that really do for you, right? Like, I guess he can make an Iron Axe as well. Not opting not to. Shears for blocks. Like the play. And Priffin, I think, just looking for flint. There's a temple on the seat as well. We should play all advancements. This is, I mean, this is a sub 3 AA enter. You pop in the temple, you're out, you're in the ruin portal. This maybe is the best seed that I could roll in a week.
There you go.
The Priffin needs to find this flint. I mean, Doogile might force it in the swamp here, but both these runners looking. Priffin's going down here. No way he's going down here. For what? For the blocks? For the TNT, perhaps? I'm shocked he's going down here.
He's playing AA, Feinberg. What else would he be doing?
I just don't think you need anything. I don't think you really need the TNT.
I guess just playing for the security.
And look, I mean, Doogile found flint. I think in the swamp as I'm watching this this temple play. Doogile. Oh my god, he's going to grab water before he commits to the ruin portal. Or no, he's getting cows for food. Okay. I have no idea what these runners are doing. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like I thought that I know where they're running, and every time there's just a different decision for both runners. Like Priffin still needs a light. This is a 3+ minute overworld from both of these runners. Priffin finds a lava pool. He's got a wood light. He's not even playing the ruin portal. He's wood lighting a lava pool. And Doogle's in on the ruin portal. Like, what is happening?
What is happening?
Yeah. This is like a wild card ESI seed, but you're not allowed to scout. There's just everything everywhere. But Doogle's in the nether first, I mean, potentially by a long period of time, too. This woodlight could take forever. This is just completely random.
Yeah. And it's so interesting. Like, Priffin is making some very odd decisions, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, just the lack of focusing, near that swamp for Flynn, like what Doogile did. I think I just imagine that's where he got it, and I don't know what the temple play is. Like, maybe it's food, because you have 3 bread and only a couple apples. Like, he's keeping all this flesh, and he got apples.
Take damage doing it?
Falling down? Yeah, I mean, he did.
So wouldn't that just
5 hearts? I know. I don't know. I don't know. This is bridge nerdy. Are we going to see a craft?
No, because they're not playing on Norwegian.
They could still do an overlap. It'd just be worse.
What I say earlier is that the Norwegian language, one of the perks of it over the other ones,
that's the perk,
is specifically
right?
that, and both of them were using it. We're using Norwegian, and so seeing the French Canadian from Priffin is definitely not going to have the same perk.
TNT Chalice from Priffin, though, is going to save a little bit of time. Not enough for it to really matter, I don't think. These pigs are mad. I think he hit him with the TNT. Oh, they're just chill. Oh, because he buttoned the TNT. That's very smart. But not as far behind as I thought he was going to be after the temple and woodlight in the overworld. But Doogile just spent a lot of time getting some steak. I mean, he's got 7 steak, though. This food situation, Priffin already ate his gap. Like, I mean, Doogile, I think, is just so far ahead in terms of gear. I mean, he doesn't have TNT, but that's it.
Yeah. But to be fair, we saw last seed Doog be very far ahead, and again, it was very unlucky for Doog. It wasn't like he played super bad or anything, but at the end of the day, like, I think that just shows that it's possible, even if you are ahead, that you can just get unlucky with something.
Yeah. And I mean, I know Priffin saw this fort. I'm not sure if Doog saw the fort. I mean, it was very close to the bastion, but they definitely entered at different spots. So I'm not sure. But Priffin trying to wrangle some more pigs down to this bridge route from the Crimson outside could be the time save that he needs to get back into this seed. Let's see. Just both runners waiting for trades. I mean, you get so much gold in the bridge and sometimes just not enough pigs to full cycle these trades. Wild Obby only from Doogile. Low obby seed, low trade seed. I mean, you have the diamond pick. You could play home portal. It is surface. Could also just mine obsidian, but I think he's waiting for more trades as well. Doesn't have amazing string or pearls. And Priffin pearling. I mean, Priffin maybe is actually making up some time from this stray pig crimson play. Like, I don't know if Doogile has enough trades. Might be leaving here, though. Yeah, I think he's leaving to the fort now on 14 obby.
Okay, so just committing to home portal, which I think totally makes sense here.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was this exposed. I was watching Priffin Woodlight as Doogile entered. I didn't realize it was this open and easy to access. But look at Priffin in the fort already. And Priffin might play 20 obby. Look at this. He's got 19.
And the
he can
diamond
mine
pick,
one with the diamond pick. Yeah, I think you definitely play 20 here if you're Priffin. I mean, I think he just got more pigs, and maybe he's in the lead now. I don't know. Doogile has some good strays, though. I think he's killed, like...
though, that whole
Doogle's got 4 rods? Oh, my God. Wow, Doogile has so many rods. I don't know if he's even hit a spawner yet. Priffin Blaze TNTing the spawner. That's something that Doogile can't do. Priffin's going to get some good blocks from that as well. Doogile has to find a spawner, though, out of strays as Priffin's cranking this Blaze TNT, and he's able to overlap this as well. This is something Doogile can't do because of home portal, but he's gone already. Priffin has 2 crafted eyes, and his first one goes straight into a cave, or a mountainside, sorry. Both runners bow dying at the same time, but very, very different situations for both of them. Doogile has 6 explosive. Priffin, I think, has a little bit more. He just traded more, I'm pretty sure. But Priffin's got to mine this obby as well. Doogile can just go.
That is 10 seconds.
Looked like Priffin was maybe ahead, but I mean, not anymore. I mean, this 10 seconds isn't going to matter. He's able to overlap it a little bit with the blazes spawning, but he can't do anything else. Look at that play. Oh, wow. Priffin's actually good on food. Saving the village apples, saving the spare bridge gold. He's got 3 gaps. That's a nice play. Oh!
And Priffin? Okay.
Good pearl clutch there, but it could have been a lot worse. I'm shocked that pearl went as high as it did. But Doogile, I mean, in the driver's seat of the seed once again.
Yep. Just
hoping for a preemptive spike, and he gets one. Just hoping for some sort of help in this stronghold here.
And they should be going. Wait, actually, they are going to the same stronghold, right?
They should be, I think. I mean, if not, I mean, Doogle's digging, herd silverfish, gets into the portal room, ready to insta whip this as well. Has a pearl clip. I mean, you got stake for healing. This should be really good. Oh no! Miss throws a second pearl. Can't zero.
Oh wow!
I think he's got arrow. I mean, he's got the crossbow out, so I think he can half bow here. Picks up arrows from the bastion. So it's a good play. So I think he's still fine, but Priffin's heading to cords. I mean, he could rip out a fast zero. Doogile gets a bad perch. It's just a missed throw after the pearl clip. He just threw a pearl directly into the ground, Nerdy, and just didn't have the health, because he decided to enter on 8 hearts, which normally should be fine, right? You have stake healing. Even with the pearl clip, he would have been fine. But
let's see here.
It's possible. These are different strongholds, though.
And Priffin misses.
Priffin maybe either he's too high, barely, or he fully mismeasured. But it is not good. Okay, just too high a little bit. Weird that it isn't snapping, but I guess it's a cave right over. Gets a spike. Still comebackable. Needs to just hope that Doogile gets a bad perch and needs to crank the zero. But he's found the portal room, and Doogile has half bowed, so like he's got high odds that this perch is coming. Maybe that's the perch from Doogile, and it doesn't matter. It looks like it might be. As Priffin starts to zero. No snap! It's a fireball! And Priffin's able to pearl up. 97, but he's got time. Playing the low setup on 97. 3 hearts, no food. Scary. And Doogile gets the snap. Priffin might lose this seat. No, I think he loses anyway. Yeah, he plays low setup. I think he could have hit the top setup there. And Doogile finishes it out. I don't think it would have mattered because of the dragon death animation off of zero. I think it was over either way, but... Priffin not going for top setup doesn't get to make it a little closer, but almost came back there from Doogle's zero mistake.
Yeah, great stuff.
Oh,
from
I guess
Doog
it is.
here.
Yeah, I guess it is top 97 with Pearl Clip. I forgot. Watching too many things at once. It is what it is. But I mean, looking at the splits here, shocked how close this fort enter was and how different it ended up being. Like, I mean, look at this. Priffin making up 50 seconds on the fort enter, and I mean, the only time loss that he had to take was mining 10 obby, or mining 1 obby, right?
Yep. I mean, just
But Doogile makes
very
up
good
a
stuff.
minute. Yeah, I mean, it looks like what last siege should have looked like if Doogile nabbed a, normal stronghold, and shows that you can, mentally shake it off, and it's 1-1. And yeah, I mean, getting into a seed 3 somewhat shortly. We're gonna have our mid-match analysis segment in just a moment. Very excited to see what Fulham's gonna talk about for our overworld in that seed. Anything that we potentially missed or stuff like that. I mean, there were just so many decisions, and every runner just made a different decision. I'm curious to see where the gravel was for Doogile and where it wasn't for Priffin. So I think we're going to throw it over to our analysis right now, see what Fulham has to show us, and get ready for the back half of our best of 5.
So, for our analysis, we're going to start right back with some exclusive information here. This is stuff that the commentators didn't even know. So, as you guys can see here, we already discussed the bans and the picks. But notice that right here, Doogile actually decided to ban Ship, then pick BT, and changed his mind to ban Temple instead. It was a super interesting double back, like a bait and switch. Like, ban Ship, actually, no, I'll ban the Desert Temple instead. So, I really like the Doogile already getting in Priffin's head. Priffin saying so cringe. So, before this match even started, I was thinking, okay, Doogile's got this in the bag. And then we saw what the result was. After Priffin decided to root this treasure bastion slightly abnormally, breaking this chest, blocking himself in with dirt, and then throwing some gold towards the piglins, doing a left-hand rampart route, something we don't see anymore. It's arguably an older route, but definitely with new quirks. I don't know if it's T-Wag route or if it's like an old, a slightly older one. But Doogile, apologies for the bitrate, but Doogile's route was a lot more normal, the one that we're more used to seeing, the right-hand side rampart route. So at least, at least I could analyze that one a lot easier. Eventually, it did turn out that, of course, Priffin did take a little bit of damage in this bastion, causing him to, once he did end up pearling back out of the bastion, he was only on 4 COD to start, and he's down to 1 after throwing a pearl. Uses a stretch macro to see where the fortress is, and as you can see, this pearl here lands straight on this bit of terrain. There's a sticking out part of terrain that comes down here, lands on the top of that, which is not really where you want the pearl to land, and obviously does pearl clutch towards the floor, which is great, but does leave him on really, really low health. And then, as you can see, there is a shot from a skeleton, causing him to go down from 4.5 hearts. And then if we play the clip, gets shot by the skeleton, losing him even more hearts to go down to 2 HP, which is really rough. It's looking pretty bad. And of course, a pearl is going to deal him exactly 2.5 HP worth of damage. So he has to pearl hang to heal back up to 3, meaning that he's now going to land, 3.5. He's going to land and be on exactly 1 HP. But when the pearl lands, this is what Priffin is facing. It's a situation that is really difficult, but I think the play is probably, rather than trying to clutch on a block or anything, I think maybe you go for the lava and try and place the boat and get in the boat in the frame that it burns, because then you take no damage, but you also don't But, you know, this situation is so difficult. It's really insane. And obviously, he doesn't have a lot of time to think about this. I've been able to pause this clip, but he has about 0.5 seconds to even think about what to do in this situation. He does pause and takes a second to think about it. Obviously, this time is adding on to Doogile's advantage. And I think he does try to maybe go for it, but hits the corner of this block right there. And it's not great. It hits this corner of this block, which is pretty close, but does obviously take a death there and resets the world. Which does cause, you know, a lot of comeback time. You know, he's going to have to come back pretty difficult to come back, is what I'm trying to say here. But notice that Doogile's stronghold here, something that I don't know if the commentators picked up on straight away, is in the second ring, because we went to the wrong fortress, but not only did we go to the wrong fortress, the coordinates actually pushed him out into the second ring of the Nether, using all of his food to be able to get out there, and eventually causing him to have to get one of the worst strongholds we've seen in all of Ranked. However, whether he played it correctly is a little bit of a different discussion topic, because this was an ocean exposed stronghold, and after preemptive not really seeing much, and after the amount of times that Doogile swam around on the surface looking at all of the stronghold, the deduction is probably, if I can't see where the portal room is from the ocean, that means it has to be deeper, or that means it has to be towards an island. And I don't know if that clicked straight away, and obviously this is going to be nerves. We're talking about a $5,000 prize pool now. So I can totally understand the nerves, but I do think this could have been an oversight from Doogile. So don't get me wrong. This stronghold was very difficult, but maybe there could have been a little bit of of insight into maybe going a little bit deeper into the stronghold. So, we then, of course, see that Priffin's stronghold was totally different. Once Priffin blinds here, we can see that Priffin's stronghold is, in fact, first ring, and the intended stronghold at only 1,000 blocks away at 132, 124. So a very first ring stronghold, which is pretty cool. And yes, once eventually Priffin had entered the end, we do end up finding where this portal room is. And as Nerdy did mention, it was very deep inside the stronghold. We had to go down, I believe it was 2 or 3 staircases around this corner. Here we go. So we go down 1 staircase, we go down 2 staircases, and we go down a 3rd and final staircase to finally find where the portal room is. That is pretty unlucky. However, maybe with some insight and some foresight, we'd be able to see, okay, I think we have to go deeper in this stronghold. And I thought, again, I just noticed the fact that we can see that Priffin was in fact ahead at the very start, and then took a death here, and ended up being a lot further behind. And by the time they found the strongholds, of course, Doogile's split here lost him some extra time, because lost him about 30 seconds because of having to travel out to the next ring. But spending a total of 5 minutes and 10 seconds in the stronghold was absolutely crazy. Unfortunate, but very interesting, and allowing Priffin to take a seed which maybe he thought he wouldn't be able to take. Going into the next seed very confident, very happy, maybe feeling pretty free, because the fact of, wow, I thought that seed was chalked. I thought I was 1-0 down. Now I've kind of got a free go. I've got a free hit of this seed. Let me try and make it 2-0. And this overworld ruin portal difference was something that I wanted to bring up. And Priffin finds where the chest is after a little bit of deliberation. But what Doogile doesn't do in this top left corner is break this sand that we can see on Priffin's screen. This is blocking up what is underneath the ruin portal, if there's going to be any crying obsidian, so they can't complete the portal. Doogile doesn't look, so doesn't know, until he ends up traveling back later, but Priffin does know. So Priffin knows, I don't need a lava pool, I can just complete this portal. This is great. However, we end up seeing the absolute opposite happen. So rather than Priffin going back to the ruin portal, Doogile goes back to the ruin portal. So we see a temple entry from Priffin. I don't know why. I don't know what. this is a village seed, and we visited a ruined portal, a village, and a temple. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, this is great for having blocks, for having explosives, but I still kind of don't understand it. It seems peculiar to me because we lost a good bit of time here, and it doesn't make the most sense to me. We actually saw Doogile, instead of going for that, sorry, I think I put these in the wrong order, getting leaves for blocks rather than going for TNT, which I think is pretty clever. But also, after finding these leaves, he knows that he's got to be looking for flint right now, and was looking for flint, notices a cave exactly on top of the blacksmith. I.e., when you ran from the ruined portal, which is over here, right? You run from this ruined portal, you run to this blacksmith, guess what you pass over? A massive cave with flint exposed. Right here right here. It's right there. It's here. This is where the flint is. It's here. Right here. This is where the flint is. It's not that hard to see. It was quite easy to see where it was. And I think that that's a potential miss from Priffin, ending up having to go and use wood lighting to light his lava pool, because he couldn't use the ruined portal because he didn't have a way to light it. Ending up taking a bit of damage. I didn't even notice that. But ending up going for a little bit of a taking some more fire tick damage there. Ending up going for a wood light, causing him to enter the nether a lot slower than Doogile in this seed. Does bring back a lot of time, though, by not using the obsidian in the overworld, allowing him to get up to 19 obby after breaking one and going for a blind, allowing him to go for a blind travel and not having to hang by the... not having to pearl hang back to home portal. We also saw this pretty cool pearl clutch here, which I wanted to bring up. I know that the commentators also spoke about it, but it was a really, really nice play. Trying to extend the backside of this spawner. Misses the speed bridge, but pearl clutches back up to the top, which I thought was really, really sick. I don't know how we got that much height on the pearl, but it was really, really strong, really, really good. And after this, Doogile ends up entering the end first, doesn't go for the 0 cycle, and it is what he thinks is a perch right here, but ends up not being a perch, I believe. And we can see that right here, I believe he even throws a pearl to go in. Throws a pearl, ends up not being the perch, instead getting fireballed, which is really unfortunate. Gets baited. Priffin enters the end, goes for a 0 cycle, doesn't hit, and Doogile converts the seed. These two matches have been very close. And if you're a Doogile fan, I think you're going to be very confident in the fact that he can play as well as he's been playing and likely win. However, Priffin has really shown some vim to be able to come back from a losing situation to get to a winning situation. I think that comeback ability for Priffin has really been able to drag him through both the first seed and almost the second seed. Entering the nether much later, being behind, but dealing with a lot of troubles and still being able to enter the end at a decent pace and maybe getting into a 0 cycle winning territory. So if you're a Priffin fan, you're a Priffin supporter wanting Priffin to win this, I think that you almost just need Doogile to make 1 or 2 little mistakes, and Priffin can almost certainly capitalize. Doogile fans, on the other hand, you just need him to play safe, because it does feel like Doogile is faster, but Priffin is able to come back so much quicker. Now, we saw on that second seed, on the very first seed even, the splits were pretty insane. And we can see that here. But Priffin was actually gaining time once we went from the fortress to the stronghold to the end. And I think that ability to come back could really pose a threat to Doogile. It's been a very interesting first 2 seeds. It is 1-1 with these guys. It is neck and neck. As we discussed earlier on, these guys have a pretty much even win and loss ratio, 16-15, and it is 1 seed to 1. So who's going to take home this best of 5? Who knows? Stick around to find out. Thank you very much. I'm going to pass you back to the commentators, and I will analyze for you again later on.
Beautiful mid-match analysis once again, and I mean, I think Fulham made a lot of good points there. It's nice to see where that Flynn actually showed up. I didn't realize it was that obvious in the village. I mean, we missed it watching, and obviously Priffin missed it playing. But I mean,
Yeah.
both these runners again very close, just small things, Stronghold in seed 1 and just weird overworld stuff in seed 2, and the difference, between 20 and 10 Obsidian. I think this could easily go to a game 5. I mean, anyone can take these seeds. It's just who's playing better. I mean, no huge mistakes. I mean, Priffin dying in seed 1 to a bad Pearl, but just shook it off, played well seed 2. So we'll see. I mean, let's throw it over the seed pick ban. I mean, I think this has to be a shipwreck seed, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, I mean, if you win the shipwreck seed, it's obviously great because you're winning the match 2-1, but then you don't get to pick seed 4, which can be any of the 5 available seeds. So there is some benefit. Well, it's not, how do I say this? It's not the worst thing in the world to lose this seed. You do get some sort of like advantage potentially going into seed 4 being down 1-2. But again, I would much rather win the shipwreck seed and have to play whatever overworld the opponent picks than lose the seed, right? Like I'd much rather be up 2-1 and get that momentum back, put your opponent on match point, force them to win 2 in a row.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like we've talked about many, many, many times, it's not necessarily a huge kind of impact, but at the end of the day, it can mentally affect these players. So we'll have to see if that has any effect as we have 8 seconds left until round number 3.
Yeah, and I mean, we're going into shipwreck seed, and again, like you were saying earlier, this is a seed type where you could potentially miss it.
Oh, we're not
Saw a
missing
little
that
bit of
one.
that happen. Yeah, I mean, it is also different too. Like when you're queuing up in ranked, you don't know for sure.
True. Good point. Yeah.
If you're playing BT or shipwreck, but in these seeds, you're picking shipwreck, and there's no food in this
Oh,
shipwreck
wow.
chest.
Do you go for the BT chest or
I think you open it at least, and neither
either
runner
player
does.
choosing to go?
Yeah, I would open it at least just to see if it's close. I mean, you wouldn't think it's on the island, but maybe it's just a little far off. And getting some food as opposed to 0 is just so big. I would take
I
a
agree.
30-second time loss in the overworld, maybe even 45 seconds.
Yeah, no, I totally
crazy.
agree.
Yeah.
But hey, if this nether is fast, or maybe if there's some hoglins that they can kill, then maybe they can make up the time there instead. Both
Yeah.
runners
No,
have the
I'm
same
shocked
tree, I
there's no
think.
food. Yeah, I thought the filter checked for food, but I mean, they're both playing the same seed. So they're both dealing with a no food. I mean, this is very interesting. You barely ever see this in ranked. So we'll see how these runners deal with the no food situation. There's a lot of variance, right? Like one stray skeleton or 1 or 2 piglin hits just could be it. Maybe Priffin's going back here. No, just for Ravine. I was going to say, is he? Oh, he's no, double checking the food chest. I have no idea why we're grabbing the paper.
Yeah,
Looking for
paper's
the
a bit
map.
interesting.
Might
Check
force
it.
this east and might force this food. I'm not sure if it's on this coast though. Oh, I think he got some blue. Is he gonna full send force this? He is. Wow. So Doogile entering faster
Interesting.
here.
Is this
Let's
worth
see,
it? This is pretty far, but it's also close enough that it's playable. I think it depends on the
Let's see
quality
how
of the
much
nether.
time loss this is. And Doogile doing salmon portal. Look at this, nerdy. Bam! Cooked salmon. That's impressive.
Love it.
Little scuff though. I mean, definitely not something that this guy practices every day, but working this salmon portal very, very well. Gets it done. I mean, let's see how much time loss Priffin takes here for the food that he got from this BT.
Yeah, so we see Doog entering here 2:15, 2:14. Let's see how much faster.
And this is 30, 40 seconds maybe, but he's got a lot of food. Doogile has
Yeah.
just 1 salmon. And this is a Crimson. Could just rip a hoglin or 2 and just completely nuke Priffin's advantage out of the water. But
Yeah, no, good point. But to be fair, it does take time.
there's the
to kill
hoglin.
this
Yeah,
guy.
I mean, has to kill this hoglin. Could burn the food. Could take damage doing this. It is riskier.
There's another one.
Yeah,
Ooh,
baby
some
hoglin as
damage.
well. I mean, the stuff's happening.
But
And
he
if
does
it's
get the
2,
food.
it might not be worth it. If it's 4, it is, right? It's random. I mean, so is the BT food, I guess, as well.
Yeah, I didn't catch how much food Priffin actually got from that. But we see 2:58. So yeah, that was like a 40
40
second,
seconds. Yeah, wow.
45. Is that worth it? I don't know. We'll have to see. Do you get some TNT though? That is another thing.
Yeah, there's the Bastion
6.
for Doogile as well. I mean, that's blocks, right? I mean, Doogile got 46 logs, and I think Priffin mined a ton of logs as well. So I'm not sure it really matters. We're looking like a backside stables, and Doogle's got more hoglins. But
He's gonna
Priffin
go for the
doesn't
kills
have to
here.
slow down. Like, this is taking Doogile time to kill
Yeah.
these hoglins.
Let's see if Priffin
So
can
we will
catch
see.
up now. Priffin
One hoglin
working his
dead.
way towards this.
2 hoglins dead. Doogle's got a lot of food entering this gap so quickly. Is he just going to rip the trades? Maybe trying to aggro some pigs up here. Open it up. The backside, left side, good gap, enter. That's a mouthful. Can't break into the middle. Just has to aggro. So we have very little pigs here. I think we're going to go for pig fall route as well. New stables route development.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, stuck!
Oh, but he's gonna
Stuck!
lock him in.
Stuck!
He's dead.
Dead! Wow. Falls in the pre-gen sort of whack hole, maybe hit in the hole and is just completely dead. I mean,
Oh no.
I guess it's a risk with a pig fall route, and Priffin opting for just the default stables route they've been doing for 2-3 years, and it might be the difference maker in this match, in the seed. That's I mean, Doogle's gonna be able to go back and get his stuff. No, he full reset. He doesn't even want to go back at all. But that also means he's still gonna have no food. He's gonna need to hit the same stray hoglins.
Yep.
I mean, this is Priffin's game to lose now. I mean, Doogile was ahead by minutes in the last seed or in seed 1 and did lose to Stronghold Mav, so anything can happen, but this is a lot of time now. That's 4, almost 5 minutes.
That was a late death for it to being in the Bastion.
Yeah, I'm surprised he full resets this. I mean, the enter is so close. I feel like the Bastion's close. I am surprised he full resets.
Yeah, it's definitely like a sort of safer play, so to speak, right?
Yeah, you could run back. You know, your stuff's in a weird spot. You get tapped again. I get the full reset. It's safer. It's potentially not faster though.
Yeah, and you need
But,
you
yeah.
might need every second there, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure which is the correct play, but it definitely is in either case very unfortunate for Doogile.
Yeah, just not what he wants in the seed. Like minutes of time loss. Gonna need a stronghold level throw, death level throw from Priffin to have Doogile come back from this one. We'll see. I mean, lots of obsidian in the stables. Should be cranking 20.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how much food Priffin has left. I mean, Doogile was in the much better food situation. Is this a 6-chunk spawner? Yeah, Priffin getting kind of low here. This could be scary. Has a lot of pigs mad at him here. He's on 2.5. I mean, we gotta be a little careful here. Oh, but Priffin's got some pork chop too. I'm not sure if he killed some hoglins in the stables or ripped an outside chest here. But he does have a lot of food in addition to the BT food as well. Doogile trying to, run back at some more pork chop, but it's minutes of time loss that he has to fight through. And it might just be too much.
Absolutely. And I mean, Priffin's been, playing well, and also that all that food he has is nice. The pork chops, the salmon, like it's just gonna make the seed sort of more consistent for him.
See if you can find this fort as well. And I think it was a 6-chunk pyre, so this should be just on him, and he just doesn't see it. Like maybe you pyre again. I feel like it was so close, right?
Right.
Apparently, chat mentioning that Priffin doesn't have any extra fire res. He does not. Only one. Not guaranteed any with the ranked filter. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't think you're guaranteed any though. But again, the trades are the same for both players, so Doogile will run this Bastion and get the same amount of fire res. We'll see. I mean, he's in this fort, and this is the wrong fort, Nerdy. I looked at Priffin's court. Says Z is 520. This is like a mirror image of seed 1, but the runner's
no,
positions just swapped.
That's totally true. I mean, now let's see if they get different strongholds. Is Doog gonna get the super easy one?
Yeah. And I'm not sure why Priffin even couldn't find this fort. I mean, I swear this pirate was 6 chunks and he just couldn't see it at all and just decided to keep going a certain way. And again, Priffin also doesn't have an extra fire res. Is that going to blow the spawner? Well, he blazed TNT'd and then just left. So I think he blew up the spawner. But he's got 6 rods anyways. Doogle's just got so much time he has to make up. But there's just so much variance still left in the sea. These runners are thousands of blocks apart in the overworld.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is that? Oh, it's 460 maybe. Oh my god, I thought it was gonna be 2,900, but it's so close.
Oh wow.
And that's good.
Yeah.
That's good for Priffin because this fire res is running out. Look at this in the top right.
Good point. Yeah.
It's gone.
Is it going to be over any kind of lava though? Will that be a problem?
It's so close. It's just 50 blocks. It should just be right here.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and look at this terrain. Very, very nice. It should just be completely on it. I mean, assuming this eye measurement was correct. Would have been a much different story if this was, 3K away, 2,500.
Yep.
But it looks like this is the enter.
Let's see if this stronghold matches the badness that Doogile got.
No initial obvious spike.
Yeah, nothing great.
As Doogile is ready to leave his bastion, but Priffin's got a spike now. After renaving, and it looks like it should just be down here.
The script.
No audio though? Or maybe here as well, forcing? Nice nav from Priffin.
The leaked script was false.
He's got, oh my god, so many beds potentially.
If he just gets a decent 0 here, this should be game.
Crafting iron bars for ground 0 potential as well. But he knows too, looking at the splits, he knows that Doogile isn't even in the fort. So, is there even a point in going for stuff like that? I don't think he's even going to pearl clip here. I wonder if he will send the ground 0. I feel like it's just too risky. Like, you're minutes ahead. And you could do 5, 6, 7 beds and then it flies away. Like, there's just stuff that can happen, but he's going to go for it.
I love it.
Yeah. It's like a delayed 0 chat. You get a very, very precise lineup here to be able to kill the dragon. It won't get low enough to fly away. It requires a lot of beds, requires very, very precise lineup, but the dragon will just start strafing over the player, trying to fireball. And you're just able to do these beds here. Yeah, but look, the fly away. It's going to have to strafe back. I think it got too low. And he's just going to sit here. It will strafe back. He's got to commit to it. And he still has a decent amount of beds, but can't have this continue to happen. Gets the rotation back again. And again, I think he's got 4 more beds. It still should be good. That's good as well.
He's got lots of beds.
But it flies away again. And if it doesn't come back in time, it's healing up now.
Oh, this is so scary.
Comes back.
Lots of explosives.
Comes back again.
Oh, there we go. And
he's got an anchor. This should be good. Yeah, wow. There it is.
Great stuff.
He clutches the ground 0. I don't really know how, I'm not sure why it's just flying away for only a few seconds. I'm very not up to date on ground 0. I know the basics, but not sure. But I'm very shocked that he pulls it out. Maybe it's just safer than I thought. He does have arrows as well to run it back, right? If it doesn't work, but some very uninspiring splits here. Unfortunately, Doogile died, and that was kind of it.
Yep.
But yeah, wow. I mean,
very fast endgame there, though. Look at that. Enter Fortress 750. Beat the game 1031. Very solid endgame there for Priffin.
Yeah, I mean, played the seed well. That is what it is. I mean, handled the no food well. Doogile just unfortunate slip up in the bastion, the pigfall route. It is what it is. and 2-1 Priffin heading to our seed 4. Think we can throw it over to our pick bands if those are in from the runners. And Nerdy, you're going to cover for me for a minute. What are your thoughts on this BT pick from Doogile? Can pick any of the 5 seed types. By the way, we've played or seen all 5 exist in a ban or a match, so all 5 seeds are open to be picked again. What do you think about this BT pick from Doogile, Nerdy?
Oh man, the over analysis. Let's go. I always love doing this. Well, let's see. So it is interesting, I will say. So he picked it first. Doogile picked it, and then he lost the match. So for me, what that implies is that he is comfortable on them. If you think about it logically, he didn't lose the match having to do anything with the BT. The BT was not any. They had no sort of I don't know, impact on him winning or losing the game. So he's probably thinking, okay, I'm still comfortable in that kind of seed. I want to play, the buried treasure. So I think that does make sense. I don't necessarily know if there's like a super big difference, like we've said, between what you can pick and what you can't. But yeah, it is interesting. He could have picked. I was hoping. I will say this. I was hoping he was going to pick Rune Portal, just because Priffin banned it, and I think that would have been 1, a good mind game, and 2, I think it would have been interesting from the perspective of, it just being fast, and I like seeing Doogile play fast. So that's maybe the only thing I'm disappointed by with this pick, but it's not like from a strategic standpoint. I guess I wanted to see a Rune Portal.
I completely agree with you, Nerdy. As someone who just put their headphones back on and has no idea what you said, I think all the points you made were great, and I'm ready to get into our seed 4.
Thanks, Feinberg. I'm glad you're blindly supportive of me.
I'm excited. And I mean, do you think we're going to see game 5, Nerdy? Do you think Doogile can run it back?
I do. That's my prediction right now. I think it's going to be game 5. I mean, that would match the sort of history of these two opponents, right? Going back and forth, 16-15 on the win-loss.
Completely even. That is right.
So
I mean,
I guess
currently it's
sure.
tied though, right? Currently, I mean, Priffin's up 1 in this match, so currently, what, it'd be 17-17?
Yeah, no, that's
I mean,
a good way of
who knows
thinking
how
about it.
much they've played in season 4, right? Who knows? But a little bit of an awkward BT to start. Gonna have to make a button here to get maximum value out of this explosion due to the resources at hand. And then it's just all about finding that ravine. Doogile with a nice overlap, Priffin as well. Getting the flint next to the trees, placing next to the gravel. Nicely done from both players. And just the differences in crafting. But Priffin, a little bit of mistakes here on the tab space. So Doogile is ready to leave early. And both runners need more wood, though. Maybe a little bit of a side effect of gravel TNT. But different directions from both runners. Doogile spotting this ravine next to the ocean room. Priffin going the other way. Is Doogile at the right ravine? He might be. Priffin has got nothing yet. And
wow,
this is
did
maybe...
Priffin just miss it?
I mean, definitely saw the kelp next to the ocean ruin, and I just maybe didn't see the ravine or didn't want to go farther there, but Priffin not going the right way, sees more kelp. Maybe this is it, but this is 20, 30 seconds. At a minimum, assuming this is real.
Is it not real? I don't think it's real.
That one's not real. It's a different ravine. Maybe this one is. That one's not either. I mean, I don't think this ravine was, that hard to find. It's next to the ocean ruin, so maybe that fake kelp was a little bit of an off-putting direction.
Oh my God, that one's
ravine
fake too?
fake as well, yeah. I mean, he's got to know you know how the filter works. You know that the ravine has to be within 10 chunks of your enter. So I mean, might as well do circles around the ocean or on the island and go back. But
I mean, just all this time giving Doog the chance to get to the fort or to the bastion.
This is the real ravine that Priffin is running up on right now.
Okay.
But again, I mean, he just did a full circle around this almost, and this is a minute maybe fully now.
No, yeah, it was just 1:15. It was 1:15 that Doogile entered, so it's gonna be even more than a minute, I believe.
Yeah, it's gonna be like minute 5.
That's just
and Priffin's just gotta crank it and bring it back. I mean, this bastion is far. Doogile, I think, handled this terrain well from what I saw.
Yep.
But does give room for Priffin to handle it better potentially. They did enter in the same spot, so we'll be basically the exact same nav getting there. is the stables. Looks like we're gonna have a double triple route. No, that is not even a triple chest. Excuse me. Manhunt has 1 gold block for distraction. Doogile bringing these pigs fully down though. No, I don't think he punched one. Okay, my fault. Sorry, I was sneeze distracted. There's the left side good gap though. Break this chest for aggro. Nice
Very
play
nice.
digging down there. Interesting. Not sure
So
if it really
here's his
matters.
chance. Is he going to go for the same route here this time? No. I believe.
No, this is the pig fall. This is the pig fall
Oh,
start.
no, you're
Yes,
right.
this is. I know. This is the pig fall start. Is he gonna fall in the same hole that he did last time? No, dodges it. I think he might need that head hitter there to fully clear it, and I just don't think he had that last time he went for it, and maybe why he died.
Good stuff.
Because I think once you fall in that like kind of 1-by-1 area, it's over. But Priffin making it back seemed like very similar terrain pace. I think Priffin is just a minute behind, but he might be able to start this route a lot faster. Doogile did like go all the way down and then all the way back up. Priffin able to get this chest plate instantly. Starting this route quicker. Yeah, that's some time save for sure, I think.
Doing a good
And
job
Stables
trying
route
to do what
again,
he can. Make back the claw back this time.
Yeah. I really don't know if pig falls that much faster, chat. I mean, I have not been like ostracized for using the other stables route, so it cannot be like a life-changing thing. But I mean, there's got to be a reason why people do it, right? So I don't know. I mean, the other route will get your pigs trading a little faster, I think, but this might just get them more centralized and eliminate some late pigs. I think nabbing weirdly, but
it's sort of hard to tell. Just by I haven't watched it too much, and this has been a lot of my exposure just today. So I feel like it's kind of hard to judge today specifically, especially since we saw a death for one of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pigfall is 2 for 3 today in successful Bastion routes, and default gap stables is 2 for 2.
I mean, if it is like notably riskier, that does make it maybe worse for ranked, but at the same time,
look at Doogile, he's out though.
Hard to say. Yeah, I mean, if it's faster though, if you're good, if you're good at the game, who cares, right?
Yeah, there's the 4 from Doog. Priffin, I think, is ready to leave though. Potentially, I'm not sure if he needs to go back to his trades or not. Getting a Pearl hangout. Okay, so does need to still go back to his trades. Not as much time save in this Bastion as I originally thought from Priffin.
Yep.
As Doogle's just cranking out the rods here to spawner. Looking at the blaze bed. Looking at the pace. Looking at potentially seeing us go to a seed 5 nerdy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it. I would love to see a game 5, especially because we had that quick 3-0 earlier.
Yeah.
And getting some balance.
Yeah, 100%. Apparently, chat is saying a baby piglin stole Priffin's pearl trades.
What?
Oh, clutch fire res. How many pearls would the baby pick up though? Like they can pick stuff up. Yeah, I've seen a clip. There's a low-key clip where a baby piglin steals a blaze rod and he chases it for like 30 seconds. But I was gonna say I'm pretty sure they can only steal 1 item, right? Like, so I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Don't think 1 pearl is a make or break. I mean, considering Doogile has 24, right? But Priffin just has no idea. Trying to look for where this fort is. Maybe got the wrong. I don't know what he's doing with this lava here. Trying to start this fast build up, but I mean messed it up a little bit too much at the start. I think was maybe faster than not, but clean recovery there. Just looking for this fort and cannot find it. I mean, I would just trust the pie chart, right? Like it looked like Doogile just pearled in a straight direction 3 times and found the fort. And I'm not sure why Priffin's spending so much time looking for the fort, right? Like, look, it's still 17, 18 chunks away. So either he just went the wrong way off the pyre or something. I don't know what it is, but not sure. I mean, just raw time loss on this decision making here, like a minute, if not more. And then the food as well. I mean, Doogile, I think, has 12 eyes measuring.
I mean, I mean, Duke is so far ahead here. Is it even? I don't know. I mean, to be fair though, we've said this so many times, and then commentators curse, right? But
Yeah,
Duke
yeah.
is looking really good here. Very,
Extra
very
pigs in the
solidly
overall
ahead.
here. Yeah, like, and he knows too that Priffin is not even in the fort from the splits again. This happens again this game. I mean, the runners feel so close in these seeds yet so far apart sometimes. It's very
Right.
weird. Priffin just still heading towards this fort. I'm not even sure if that's the fort on the screen. I don't know if we're going to a different fort again. I mean, it's just so weird. Like, what did Doogile do here that Priffin didn't? I mean, we're going to get the seed in the analysis segment in just a second unless Doogile somehow loses this seed. But Priffin finally finds a fort, but I swear, Nerdy, this is a different fort.
I think it might.
He's in
be.
like a bad side at a warped, and Doogile was just in the middle
Or-
of basalt, already at a good side. I don't know where Priffin is.
It could be like a different side of the same fort too. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
But in either case, not good stuff for Priffin enjoyers here, as Doogile is very far ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely Doogle's game to lose. It's still heading to the stronghold. Definitely some just far stronghold here, but looking ready to build the second portal cords right away. And Priffin just still needs 6 rods. Like, so much he still needs.
Here we go.
Can't get it done.
Doogile leaving the nether here.
Gets the spike, or gets the I spy. Sorry, looking for the preemptive spike. There it is, instantly.
Wow.
Not even
Instant.
checking the rest of the stronghold, but the spike just looked perfect. Don't even blame him. Down the left here, turn into the bam.
Yep.
Perfect nav from Doogile, and he's just ready to go. Weird terrain here. Do we get a pearl over this overhang? We do. It's front. Are we going for this? No, very tall tower. Gonna rip the half bow, and I mean, Nerdy, unless he dies, it's just over. Half bow, I mean, even with ranked, I think you get a 3-minute force push. And look at Priffin's situation. He's got 7 total, like, life bars for, I don't know what you'd call this, like hunger plus health. Like, it's not even 10. He's 2 hearts, 5 hunger. Gonna run out of sprint soon. Any hit from these blazes and he's dead.
Oh, this could be really bad.
But again, I mean,
spawn on him.
yeah, he is 2 splits behind Doogile. Like, it is completely Doogle's game to lose. Has the half bow done, has 4 beds, 2 anchors.
Last match, I would like to say.
Yeah. And that might already be the perch, and it is. On sub 11 pace, just has to hit this one cycle, and we're going to be seeing a seed 5.
Wow.
There it is,
There it
clean
is.
4 bed, and I mean, it's just, what is it? It's the overworld ravine for Priffin, and just the complete lack of fortress nether terrain nav. I mean, look at the splits. I've been told too by Big Boss that we are trying to run on schedule, so we're gonna skip the analysis segment, which is fair. So we'll look at the splits, do a little bit of little mini in-game or mid-match analysis. But yeah, I mean, 2 minutes between the Bastion and the fort, and it's not like Priffin died either. Just went the wrong way, and I'm not even really sure how. I mean, from Doogle's screen, it was a Pyre, and it was 2 or 3 straight pearls, and it was there.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I don't know.
just unable to find stuff that seed really is what it came down to, right? Unable to find the ravine, unable to find the fort quickly, and that's what was the entire difference of that seed.
Yeah, I mean, now we're going to game 5. Priffin gets to pick the seed. Think we can throw it over to the seed pick band. I mean, if they're not ready yet, we could maybe take a look at the bracket real quick for people. I saw a couple people asking in chat, maybe coming in new, waking up, time zone, stuff like that. This is the second game today out of 4 that we've played. Hacking Noises with a quick 3-0 over low key to move on to the semifinals tomorrow. And we're currently on our seed 5 of 5 and our best of 5, Priffin versus Doogile. The match coming up, 7 Ral versus Danny Boy right after this 5th seed to figure out who's going to play the winner of this. So, I mean, they're probably both watching this, right? I mean, you'd imagine that if they're playing up next, maybe studying up, seeing what these runners are good and bad at, what they need to practice and improve on, stuff like that. But But yeah, I think we're ready to look at the seed selection. I mean, Priffin's got 4 seeds to choose from here. Is he going to pick Desert Temple? Wow, he is picking Doogle's ban. I mean, Priffin, I think, wanted Desert Temple so much, he went for it in the village seed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like this pick. It's the it's what Doogle banned, right? So I see it. I see the vision. I like the pick. Can Priffin execute? That's what we have to see. I mean, I'm ready for the seed 5. Hopefully, one of potentially multiple seed 5s today. Just exciting, down to the wire. Winner gets to play tomorrow, has a statistically 3 in 4 chance to make money, and keeps their name in contention for the Season 3 playoffs champion, the $3,000 grand prize for winning. I mean, there's a lot on the line here, Nerdy.
It's all on a Desert Temple, Feinberg. It's all on a Desert Temple, which, if we recall, like Fulham brought up, is what Doogile banned. And, Priffin, this is Priffin's chance to, take vengeance on Doogile for banning the Desert Temple at the beginning, right? So we'll have to see.
It's an interesting seed type, right? Like, you get a lot of blocks, but your food is a little low in a lot of them, right? The flint you have to think about, the enter you have to think about, you have to find the lava pool if it's not immediately visible. Like, there's a lot of variance in the overworlds that we've seen, that we can see in a Desert Temple, and could give Priffin the advantage. Not sure if he, thinks he's more comfortable on low food versus Doogile, just wants to, pick the ban. Maybe it's just all a mental thing. Like, it doesn't really matter what the overworld is, but it's like, oh, I'm picking what you banned, screw you. Like, it gets Doogile in his head, like, I banned, like, he banned it for a reason, right? Must have. So, we'll see.
Absolutely.
And I think we're getting ready to get into the seat in just a second. I think one of the runners is getting water or something. No big deal.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the seed 5 narrative.
Who's taking the dub, Feinberg?
I think Doogle's got the momentum. I think he's going to take the 3-2.
Okay.
The sort of reverse, the mini reverse sweep. That's not really a thing. It's like, whatever. But I think he's going to take it.
All right,
I mean,
chat.
What? He was very ahead. What are you saying?
I'm going to say this. All right, chat. Make your predictions now. Type a buh in chat if you think Doogile is going to win, and a wah in chat if you think Priffin's going to win. I am not farming interactions, okay? I'm not doing that, all right? That's not
This is crazy interaction farming, no lie, dude. Fulham was killing it with the alert interaction farming earlier, but this is another level, Nerdy. You're killing it right now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that.
Dude, it's like
it's so evenly split too.
Yeah. What if people put more than one ba or what in their chat? Does it count for multiple votes? Did we?
No, then that counts as you lose no matter what.
Oh, okay. Well,
no. Sorry, I thought you meant like two of the same kind or two different.
No,
kinds.
like multiple. Yeah, whatever. Well, anyways,
that's
we got a mesa. We got a quick lava pool. We got a dark oak for our wood and our blocks. Not instantly available flint that I can tell. Could be at the bottom of the temple. Could look in some caves. Need some water as well. Very linear seed potentially so far. And I'm not sure about the food, Nerdy. Could see some mushroom stew plays. Is this a diamond pick seed? It is. Diamond pick. Notch and a gap. Could be food for the run there. 16 flesh is, the sustainer. And then the absolute full rejuice in the gap and the notch.
Right.
No flint, though, and no water. See a lake to the right, potentially flintless woodlight play from both runners.
They play this one here.
Yeah.
Getting that dark. This reminds me of like 1.14.4 runs,
Yes, 114. Those are fun, man. So many different ways to play the game. Are we going to see flintless? Where is Priffin going? Looking in this cave, learning from his mistakes in Seed 2.
Wow.
Looking for
nice
flint.
Stuff.
And he finds it. And Doogile, I think, is going to woodlight here. Grabbing a lava bucket. Not entirely sure why. Maybe looking for... Yeah, no, was looking for gravel. Doesn't see it. So Priffin's going to be starting this portal not even that much later than Doogile. But Doogle's got flint also. Must have grabbed it somewhere. Found flint under TNT is what chat's saying. So actually, I mean, just both runners finding it. It is what it is.
Fair enough.
Doogile, I guess, blowing up a different tree, getting flint where Priffin can't. So Priffin's heads up cave play, not going to matter too much.
Very similar.
But it's a
cases
good
here.
play. It is a good play. These runners entering on the fort. Quick bastion as well.
So
Not a fort
potentially,
first.
they don't need 20 obby maybe. Though
That's
obviously
true. I mean,
20
look at
obby
this
would be
spawner.
ideal.
Wow, is Priffin? He's eating. This is
Oh.
committal. This is committal.
I think I
Notch
like this.
early is committal. But he's got the TNT.
Yeah.
This is a very committal play, but I mean, this is a seed 5, Nerdy. This
Yeah.
is wow. I mean, look at could this seed be played any differently?
I mean, I mean, I think this is ideal. I love seeing.
Priffin
King
needs
totally
to rip a
overacts.
TNT in the back here. Nice. It's a little late, but he gets a 4 spawn. Regardless, not able to kill any blazes with the TNT. But I mean, I think Priffin might. Might be a good play from Priffin. He's going to be a little behind.
Pace-wise, this is better.
He's going to be behind on the food. Okay, so here's the analysis right now. Here's what I'm thinking, right? I like the notch play. You have the fire res. There's no time loss. This fort is not strayable really at all. Look at this. Full crimson or full nether waste floor, maybe a little basalt. No stray potential, right? So we're going to be playing the spawner either way. So here's what I'm thinking, right? The benefits to fort first here is it's just more linear. You don't have to go back to the fortress. And you're cranking it with the same exact materials that you would have out of the bastion either way. The benefits to bastion first is if you have 10 obsidian, it's the much better play by far. You're at the home portal. You don't have to pearl hang back.
Yeah.
Another benefit potentially to fortress first, if you have 20, you're blinding in the ring. Could have a 400 blind, right? Could be very close to the stronghold. Doogile might have to head back to the bastion. Another benefit, though, too, to bastion first, Priffin's going to have to leave on 7 rods if he doesn't want to potentially lose a lot of time to an eye break. Doogile can play the bastion or play the fortress on 6 rods. It's just very, very volatile play. Like, it's going to be so unclear who's ahead. So many variables at play. No idea who's going to be.
There are the 7 rods there for Priffin.
Yeah, and this bastion is so close, but Dougile's going to be done with his trades. All the piglins are done. Got 21 pearls. What's the obby count looking like? I couldn't tell. Heading back to the fort, though.
Yeah.
Weird terrain. He's got to make it work. Is this... No, it doesn't need obby. He's not checking this mid chest, so he must have 20. People in chat saying 25. Priffin trying to deal with this housing. It's not lava housing inside. It is lava housing outside. So your route is still going to be safe. And Doogile in the fort, ready to go. Does he know where this spawner is? Sees a couple strays here as well. So he's getting a little bit here. I'd be shocked if he can force more, though. But if he can, going to help this fortress second plan. I think I saw so many to the right, maybe 3 or 4. So many in the bottom as well. I'm shocked these strays are working out so well. This only blaze. It's only blazes.
There's like 11 blazes on his screen.
There's no scullies. There's no scullies. There's no magma cubes. It might be over. I am stunned. I mean, look at this. This is just part of the fort that I didn't know existed. It's full lava sea basalt over here. What a play. A little bit of shakiness here, but he still has the notch, right?
Yeah. No, good point.
I think he 3 hearts. I think maybe you eat it now. I don't know, but you have so much time. Could eat it pearling the cores as well. He's got so much room.
0.
Yeah, I mean, and these strays. I mean, Priffin's cranking the trades though. Like it's still not over, but these strays are very, very, very good.
But what if Priffin gets just an insane blind?
Yeah, he's going up to the top now. Gonna check these chests. He might have all his trades.
Let's see if we get an eye break here
portal.
for Dude.
It's surface, but he's got 6. Yes, if he gets an eye break, he needs another rod. This is surface home portal. This is easy. Priffin needs to go back down and get his trades. He only has 9 pearls. This is such a smart heads-up play. First portal up here early with the pearls. He's going to pearl hang out after he gets the measurement. Grab his trades and then leave. Doogile heading as well. Looks like a negative positive stronghold. Priffin, negative positive stronghold as well. Heading to the same stronghold. Priffin gets a break. Doogile gets the same break. Needs another rod as well. Priffin has 7 rods.
Oh, Doogile loses one of the rods.
He's got no more strays. He's got no spawner. Priffin needs to pearl hang here and get the trades and go. It's 1,100 away. Doogile has 2 strays though. This, dude, how close for how different these runners are playing these seed. Wow. No rod for Doogile. Needs it here, otherwise he's in trouble. I don't even know if that dropped, but it's in lava if it did, and Priffin's going to cords. Doogile still needs the rod. I'm not sure if he's pushing cords on the way. It doesn't look like it. Priffin's almost there. Has the soul sand as well with the soul speed. Strays for Doog.
So many strays for Doog.
It might be too late though. Look at Priffin. In the stronghold. Did he measure correctly? He did. Doogile heading though as well. Is there a spike? Is there a spike? No spike.
I think these are different. Are these different strongholds too?
I think they're at the same stronghold. We'll see. But no
No,
spike
they
for
are. They are
Priffin
the
yet.
same one. They are the same one. Sorry.
No spike. But again, Priffin already eaten the notch. Doogile saves it for 0 potentially. I mean, it's very overkill, but look for quartz. Priffin finds. Has no good healing. If this is pearl clippable, he might not be able to do it. Look at this damage as well. He's gonna have to hunger reset. Taking damage on purpose here, I think, for the skeleton. Yeah, good play. Doogile in the same spot, has to bridge out here. Priffin's just so ahead. If it's zeroable, it's gonna be over, I think. If Priffin hits the 0, it's gonna be over. Oh, what is he doing? Priffin freaking out in the portal room, though. This is a lot of time loss, potentially. He tries to obby trap himself, potentially. Gonna reset up the hunger reset. If Doogile gets a spike and gets in, Priffin's messing around a lot here.
Yeah, this is just raw time loss.
Oh, he's trying to save pearls for 0. He's got 3 pearls only. That makes sense.
Right.
Doogile, instant nav! So close! I think he has pre-craft as well. Within seconds here. Who's pushing higher? Wait, Doogile has no pearls!
Oh.
Does he have 1 only? What happened? I didn't know. Priffin's pushing.
Does Priffin hit the 0? That's what this
He's
is
got
all
the
about.
height. He's got the beds. I think it's over. Oh my god, he's double betting. Oh my god, he's showing off. He stunted on him, and it's over. Priffin takes the best of 5. What a seed, man.
Wow.
And Doogile setting up for ground 0. It's just not going to matter. Saves the pearls, I think. Yeah. I guess Priffin doesn't have to pearl back to the fort. Doogile has to pearl back to the fort. That might be what it is. Wow. And that's game over. As Doogle's ground 0ing, it's not enough. Wow.
Incredible.
Incredible
stuff.
Season 1, 3rd place. Eliminated.
I mean, there's
look at these splits. It's just so flipped and so silly, but 3 seconds difference entering the end, but Priffin has the pearls and Doogile doesn't, and that's the difference. But Priffin too. Getting that double bet off, I guess he wasn't even styling. I guess he probably thought that Doogile was 0ing also, and it was so close. He didn't know that he kind of had it, you know? So that double bet kind of makes sense, but wow. Nerdy, what a best of 5, man.
I mean, just complete back and forth. That seed was representative of the overall series, and I mean, really well played to Doog, I have to say, just throughout this. But I mean, at the end of the day, Priffin came out on top, you know, played some amazing Minecraft today, and got the W.
Yeah. And Nerdy, with Doogile being eliminated, for Season 3, we are guaranteed now that we will see 2 completely new runners in our grand finals. We have a completely different... I'm not sure about the 3rd place podium. I think that might still be up for grabs between Danny and Oxy, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Have been on our podium before in Season 1, but completely new winner, completely new grand finals even. I mean, what a best of 5. Like... That's a semifinals, grand finals caliber match. I mean, like, what a back and forth. The fort first, the Bastion first difference, and the fort first just ends up being faster. Insane. Off a Desert Temple seed nonetheless. Like, wow.